And after that, we saw one proof for this identity, sin A plus B.
Equals sin A cos B plus cos A sin B.
Yeah, sin A cos B plus cos A sin B. Now, I did not show you the proof, but it is similar, so we'll not do that again. This one also is possible. Cos A plus B is equal to cos A cos B minus sin A sin B.
Did we? Yeah, we went through that.
It is a similar proof like the way we did the geometrical proof, no, for sine. Similarly, you have to do it. So it will come out to be this. Now, one thing that we want to know is that if you have circle like this, any angle, this is your angle A, let's say. So generally, angles are measured in this anti-clockwise sense. So you have to go anti-clockwise on the circle, and that will be your measure of this angle A. Okay. Now, what happens is, if you go clockwise like this, suppose your line rotates, instead of going this side, if you go this side, then you can say that this angle is called minus of x. So what do we mean by minus of x? So what we say is, if you rotate like this, it is a positive angle, and if you rotate like this, it is a negative angle. Okay.
Yeah.
So suppose somebody says minus 30 degree. What it really means is plus 330 degree. Because if you go like this till 330, right, then you will be left with this just minus 30, right? This is minus 30. Okay. So if someone asks you what is sine of minus 60 degree, then basically what they are asking you is go in the clockwise sense till here, till 60, right?
Yes.
So that is actually going to be this side, it is 300 degree, right?
Yeah.
So sine of minus 60 will be equal to sine of 300 degree. Okay. And what I want you to notice is, if you have sine of minus 60 degree and you have to find the value of that sine, then basically you are somewhere here, you have to drop a perpendicular like this, right? And you have
yes.
OP and R. So your sine of minus 60 will be perpendicular by hypotenuse in this right angle triangle. So PR by OP, right? So that will be negative of root 3 by 2, because PR is negative this side, right? Correct.
Could you repeat that? I just
PR,
didn't get.
PR is negative because you are going down in the y-axis.
Oh, yeah.
So it will be minus root 3 by 2, because this perpendicular is negative and this is positive. This one was positive, right? So why is it root 3 by 2 here? Because this sine 60 is root 3 by 2, right?
Yeah.
If it was plus 60, you would have said root 3 by 2. And because this triangle is congruent to this triangle, the ratio of PR by PR by OP here is the same as the ratio that it was here, right?
Yeah.
This is a congruent triangle situation, by the way. This OP and OP is same, and this is 90, so this is bisected. And there is a common side also.
Yeah.
So basically, what I want you to say is that sine of minus 60 is minus sine 60 is equal to minus root 3 by 2, right?
Yes.
This is coming. So that tells us that the sine function, when you put minus x in that, it is simply minus sine x. Sine of minus x is simply minus sine x. What about cos? Let's think about what happens if we took a minus angle and took cos of it. So let's do the same thing, cos 60 and cos minus 60. So cos minus 60 is this side, right? So minus 60 will be, this angle is 60 and it's called minus 60. And you have to do base by hypotenuse, right?
Yeah.
So notice that cos of minus 60 is still positive, no? Right?
Minus 60.
Because this base is positive in fourth quadrant also.
Oh, okay.
This we have already discussed last class. Are you confused?
Yeah, because the radius is positive. Yeah.
Radius is positive, this is positive. So cos minus 60 is positive. Sine minus 60 was negative because y is negative now, right?
Yeah.
Sine minus 60 came out as minus sine 60. However, cos minus 60 will be simply cos 60. Because again, if you draw a congruent triangle this side, if someone had asked you cos of this angle, you would have said 1 by 2. Cos of 60 is this by this, right?
Yeah.
So this triangle is congruent to this triangle again, and therefore cos of minus 60 would also be the same ratio, which is half only. But this time it is still positive, right?
Yeah.
So the difference between sine and cos function, it is important to know. If you put sine of minus x, it is minus sine x. But if you put cos of minus x, it is simply cos x. It doesn't change. Right?
Yeah.
So that is an important rule to know, because that helps us manipulate the formulas that we have derived. So for example, sine A plus B we know is sine A cos B plus cos A sine B. Cos B plus cos A sine B. Now what I can do here is instead of B, I can replace it with minus B. Okay. So if I replace it with minus B, I will get a different formula. No, I'll get a formula for sine of A minus B, right?
Yeah.
So that will be equal to sine of A and replace B with minus B. So cos of minus B plus cos of A and sine of minus B, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
now use the property that we just now learned. Cos of minus B is same as?
Cos B.
So this is sine A cos B, but sine of minus B is minus sine B, right?
So minus cos A sine B.
So that is your new formula. This formula is for sine of A minus B. Okay.
Wow.
This comes from here only. And from our knowledge that sine of minus A is minus sine A and cos of minus A is simply cos A. So this formula is also super important. Why is it important? Because sometimes you might be asked things like, what is sine of, let's say, somebody could ask you 75 degree, right?
Yeah.
So sine of 75, now you can find out as 45 plus 30, right?
Yeah.
So because you know 45 and 30 values, you'll be able to get it, right? So,
Yeah.
so you'll get sine 45 cos 30 plus cos 45 sine 30, right?
Yes.
So now you say 1 by root 2 cos 30 is root 3 by 2 plus 1 by root 2 sine 30 is 1 by 2. So sine 75 comes out to be root 3 plus 1 by 2 root 2. Okay. And if somebody asked you 15 degrees, sine of 15 degree, now you can still do it because now you know a formula.
Minus 30.
Now you can apply this formula. Correct?
Yeah.
So therefore it is important to know how to get from sine A plus B formula of sine A minus B. And similarly, if I have cos A plus B formula, which is cos A cos B minus sine A sine B, I can again now derive my cos A minus B formula, right? In
Yes.
this, if you put B instead of B, I will put minus B again, right? So this will become cos A, cos of minus B is same as cos B.
Yes.
Right? Minus sine A, sine of minus B will become minus sine B, right? Correct.
Yes.
So this will become cos A cos B plus sine A sine B. This is the new formula for cos of A minus B. Okay.
Yeah.
So these are important to know, and this will help you derive many results. Now we already saw some results last class, like sine 2A comes from sine A plus A.
Yeah.
And therefore it becomes 2 sine A cos A.
Yeah.
And cos 2A comes from cos A plus A. It becomes cos square A minus sin square A.
Transfer A.
And you can simplify this further and you can write a different version of the cos 2A formula by doing cos square A can be written as 1 minus sin square A. So it will become 1 minus 2 sin square A. Or you could write sin square A as 1 minus cos square A, and that will become 2 cos square A minus 1. These are also alternate versions of the same thing.
They are.
Put cos square A is equal to 1 minus sin square A.
How? Cos 2A.
Put cos square A is 1 minus sin square A, you will get this, no? You know that cos square A plus sin square A is 1, right?
Oh, yeah, that's proof, yeah.
So you can replace cos square A with 1 minus sin square A, no? Here.
Yeah.
So what will it become? 1 minus sin square minus sin square.
Yeah.
Similarly, I can do sin square A as 1 minus cos square. So it will become sin square A, so cos square A minus 1 plus cos square A. So that will become this.
Yeah.
Right. So sin 2A, cos 2A we know. Similarly, sin 3A you can do. And now you can do sin A plus 2A. And that will be sin A cos 2A plus cos A sin 2A.
Yeah.
And now we can further simplify it because now we know how to expand cos 2A. So sin A into, I will use this formula for cos 2A. So I'll say sin A into 1 minus 2 sin square A plus cos A into sin 2A is 2 sin A cos A. Right?
Yes.
I'm using this formula for sin 2A. And this becomes basically sin A minus 2 sin cube A plus 2 sin A into cos square A, right? Cos A into cos A, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And cos square A can be written as 1 minus sin square A.
Oh my God.
No, it's not oh my God. It's just converting everything into sine, okay?
Yeah.
I don't want a cos in a formula for sine. It's not very big deal, okay? See, I had some causes here, no?
Yeah.
You don't have to remember it. You're just trying to remove all the causes from a formula.
Yeah.
So I'm just putting cos 2A as this, sin 2A as this, and then cos square A as this, because I want a formula for sines in terms of sines, right?
Yes.
So this is becoming 2 sin A and sin A. So added becomes 3 sin A minus 2 sin cube A, and one more 2 sin cube A will come here, minus. So it will become minus 4 sin cube A. Okay. So now check, we can easily check whether this identity is correct or not. The way we do it is sin 3A is equal to 3 sin A minus 4 sin cube A. This is my identity. Now, why don't we take a value of A is equal to 30 degree, let's say. So sin 3A will be sin 90 degree, right?
Yeah.
And this will be 3 into sin 30 degree minus 4 into sin cube 30 degree, right? So check this side, 3 into half minus 4 into 1 by 8, right?
Yeah.
That is 3 by 2 minus 1 by 2, which is 1, which is what should have come, right?
Yes.
So this formula is correct. The way I did it is nothing special or nothing very difficult. We just expanded it and removed all the cost terms by using the formulas that we know, right?
Yeah.
So for example, if someone asks you what is the result for cos 3A, what I will do is cos of A plus 2A, and then write that as cos minus sin. I remember the formula cos A cos 2A minus sin A sin 2A. And then cos A is there, cos 2A. How do we remove 2A term, right? Cos 2A.
Cos 2A is 1 minus.
It can be 3 ways you can write it. Cos square minus sin square. You can write 1 minus 2 sin square. And you can write 2 cos square minus 1, right?
Yeah.
So I will write it as 2 cos square minus 1 because it doesn't involve any sign. Now I have a cos formula. No, I want in terms of cos. So it will become cos A into 2 cos square A minus 1 minus sin A into 2 sin A cos A. That is the formula for sin 2A, right?
Yeah.
So this part is becoming minus 2 cos A into sin square A, right? And this part is becoming 2 cos cube A minus 2 cos A, right?
Yeah.
And this sin square A also is not necessary. I can write it as 1 minus cos square A and multiply it by 2 cos A here. And this becomes 2 cos cube A minus 2 cos A minus this. So now see what happens. It becomes this 2 cos A and this minus cos square A multiply and add here. So it becomes 4 cos cube A minus 4 cos cube A minus.
Minus 2 cos A plus.
Oh, okay, there is a
2
mistake
cos
here. There is a mistake here. It is cos A only, not 2 cos A here, right? Right?
Yeah.
So it will be minus 3 cos A. Okay. So I get two new formulas. I get sin 3A as 3 sin A minus 4 sin cube A. And I get cos 3A as 4 cos cube A minus 3 cos A. Right? These two I'm getting. You understand?
Yeah, I just need a while to take it in.
What?
I just need a while to go over the steps again.
You don't need to remember any steps, okay?
Yeah, I just want
what you need to do is see these two formulas you have to remember: cos A plus B and sin A plus B. That's it. These two, if you remember, from here everything comes. So you should actually derive everything. Don't rely on me saying it. You should yourself derive all of the formulas from this point. So from here, you should derive, I will just list down what you need to get. Sin 2A, cos 2A, sin A minus B, cos A minus B, sin 3A, cos 3A. These are basic ones that you need to get. Let's also find out tan of A plus B, right? So tan of A plus B will be what? Sin of A plus B by cos of A plus B, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So I'll just write sin of A plus B like this, cos of A plus B like this. So sin A cos B plus cos A sin B divided by cos A cos B minus sin A sin B. Right? This is my tan of A plus B, right? But
Yeah.
ideally, I would want a tan formula to involve tans, right?
Yeah.
To make it look nice at least. So tan A plus B. So what do I do to make tans here? Let's divide up and down by cos A cos B. So what I mean by dividing is numerator, every term I'll divide by cos A cos B. So see what happens there. Cos B gets cancelled and sin A by cos A becomes tan A, right?
Sin A, yes.
And here also cos A cos B, I'm dividing it. So it will be sin B by cos B, so tan B. Right?
Cos B.
I'm dividing by cos A cos B up and down.
Oh, okay. Yes.
You understand how it will become tan A and tan B?
Yeah.
Because cos B will cancel in this one, it becomes sin A by cos A.
Sin A by cos A.
And this one cos A will cancel and it becomes sin B by cos B. And see, if I have divided numerator by something, I have to divide denominator by the same thing. Right? So I have to divide this denominator by cos A cos B. So denominator becomes 1 minus tan A tan B. See, convince yourself that that is happening.
Okay. So the cos b cancels in the first one.
Everything cancels in the first one.
So that becomes tan A, yeah. And then I'm still not sure about the second one. Don't know why. Cos A sine B divided by minus sine A sine B.
Divided by minus sign, exactly. I'm doing this too. See.
Oh,
What will it be?
tan A plus tan B divided by 1 minus tan A times tan B. Oh, okay, now I get it.
So that is what I've written. Okay.
Yeah.
To make it look like tan formula, like obviously this is also correct, but it will be hard to remember this. It is easy to remember this.
Yeah.
Okay. Tan A plus B is tan A plus tan B by 1 minus tan A tan B.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you know tan A plus B, tan A plus B is equal to tan A plus tan B by 1 minus tan A tan B, then from here, find out tan A minus B. Like your job is to find out what is the formula for this.
Okay.
So basically you'll get that if you replace what with what?
Sine A minus B divided by cos A minus B.
You don't have to go the long process. You can use directly here, no? This one.
Oh.
Replace B with?
Minus. Huh. Replace B with minus.
Minus B. Right?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying when I replace B with minus B. I'm just substitute new
Yeah, you're
thing.
substituting in the B as tan minus B.
Yeah. So think about it. If sine of minus A is minus sine A and cos of minus A is same as cos A, right?
Yeah.
Then tan of minus A will be minus tan A, no? Because of this minus sign.
Yeah.
Right? So tan of minus A is minus tan A. So if I replace B with minus B in the formula, it should become tan A plus tan of minus B by 1 minus tan A tan of minus B, right?
Yeah.
So now knowing this, we know that this will be tan A minus tan B.
1 plus tan A tan B.
1 plus tan A tan B, right?
Yeah.
So that is my formula for this one. Okay. So basically, you can from two formulas, basic ones, you can get many of these. What you need to do is practice a lot of this trigonometric manipulations. Okay. So I'll just show you a few examples. So this is from S.L. Loney. This is in chapter number 7 of S.L. Loney book. Okay. So you can get it later and we'll discuss the book later when you have it. But right now, just try a few questions here. So I'll give you a few questions. Let's try out this question. Prove that sine 7a minus sine a by sine 8a minus sine 2a is equal to cos 4a multiplied by sec 5a. Or if you don't know sec we know is 1 by cos. So cos 4a by cos 5a. Okay. This is the question for us. Now let's think about what we can do here. Okay.
Yeah.
So far what we have seen is we have seen formulas like this: sine a plus b is equal to sine a cos b plus cos a sine b. And we also know cos a sine b. We also know sine of a minus b is equal to sine a cos b minus cos a sine b, right?
Yeah.
Because if you put b instead of b, if you put minus b,
b,
this becomes minus, right?
Yeah.
So now why don't you add these two? See what happens. Okay. Add these two. So you get sine of a plus b plus sine of a minus b will be equal to, this term gets cancelled, right?
Yeah. So
2
2
sine
sine
a
a
cos b,
cos b.
right? You are getting this?
Yep.
Now, let's say you had a question where somebody was asking you sine of x plus sine of y, right?
Yeah.
Correct. So it would have been nice if you can write it in this way, no? Because here also it is sine of something plus sine of something, right? Is equal to this, right?
Yeah.
So what I will say is that a plus b plus a minus b, what is that?
It gives you 2a.
2a. So if you divide by 2 here, you'll get a, right? Here.
Yeah.
So notice that this a is basically just the sum of this plus this by 2, no?
Oh yes, yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it becomes 2 sine, you can write a as x plus y by 2, right? Because a is that only, no? This plus this by 2.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And b is actually the difference of those two by 2, right? This will become b, right?
Yeah.
Correct. So you get cos of x minus y by 2. You understand? Why is this going to be useful for us? This is going to be useful for us because you could get situations where, see here, a sine and a sine are being subtracted, no?
Yeah.
I need to be able to simplify this somehow because this subtraction doesn't help me a lot. Okay. So how do I simplify it? I know now how to add two signs. I know the answer can be written in form of a product, right?
Yeah.
So basically what I'm saying is addition of signs can be converted into a product of signs, right? So two things were added, now two things are multiplied, right? So we could also do subtraction, and subtraction also we can convert into a product. Okay. So let's see how to do that. Actually, there is nothing different here. Just put minus sign here, right? And if you do minus sign here, this term gets cancelled, no? And this term gets added, right?
Yeah.
You understand? So you just get 2 cos A sin B, no, here. When you do subtraction.
Yeah.
So basically what I'm getting is sine of A plus B minus sine of A minus B is equal to 2 cos A sin B, right?
Yeah.
This is coming straightforward from the expansion of this. Just expand it and expand it.
Because
And
they cancel out.
yeah. One term gets cancelled out. So now what I will do is, I don't want A plus B and A minus B. It looks weird. So I will do it like this. I will say this is sine X minus sine Y. X is A plus B, Y is A minus B. And this is 2 cos. Notice that X will, you'll get A if you do X plus Y by 2. Right?
Yes, that's how you get it.
X plus Y by 2 is A. So sine B is X minus Y by 2. Right?
Yeah.
X minus y will be 2b, by 2 it will be b, right? So this is my result. This is my result that I now have discovered, that sine x minus sine y is 2 cos x plus y by 2 into sine x minus y by 2, right?
Yeah.
So you are converting a subtraction of two sines into a product of two sines, two trigonometric ratios into a product,
Yeah.
right? So that is what the question was asking you to do, right? That was the question was asking you for some subtraction. They were saying in the numerator you had sine 7a minus sine a, and in the denominator you had sine 8a minus sine 2a, right? Correct.
Yeah.
So let's see, this is a subtraction of two sines, and x is 7a, y is a, right?
Yeah.
So this will be 2 times cos x plus y by 2. So 7a plus a by 2, so 4a. And sine x minus y by 2. So 7a minus a, 6a by 2, so 3a. Right?
Yeah.
The top part is clear. The denominator is also the same thing. So you're doing x is now 8a, y is 2a. So 2 cos x plus y by 2. So that is 8 plus 2, 10 by 2, so 5a. And into sine x minus y by 2, right? So it is 8a minus 2a, 6a by 2, so 3a, right? And notice that now 2 can get cancelled and sine 3a can get cancelled, and it is simply cos 4a by cos 5. You understand?
Yes.
So,
I just didn't think of substituting your a plus b, a minus b as x and y. I made it much easier.
yeah, this is the first time you're seeing it, so you'll not be able to think of it yourself. It's fine. Right now we are just beginning the subject. It's fine. So but what you need to do definitely is get SLONI book. Okay.
Yeah, I think my dad found a PDF copy and sent it somewhere.
Okay. So get SLONI book so that you can start reading your chapters there. Chapter 7 is what we are discussing right now. Okay. There are some other stuff to do also, but right now we are focusing on chapter 7 because there are a lot of identities and questions there that will help you get a grip of what is going on. So what I have now are 4 formulas. So I'll write them down here. Sine C plus sine D is equal to 2 sine C plus D by 2 cos C minus D by 2. Second one is sine C minus sine D. And that will be 2 sine C minus D by 2 cos C plus D by 2. Third one is cos C plus cos D. That will be 2 cos C plus D by 2 cos C minus D by 2. And fourth one is cos C minus cos D is equal to 2 sine C plus D by 2 and sine D minus C by 2. So I have written these formulas here so that you can understand and see any patterns, and basically eventually you will need to know these in your memory. Okay. Right now you don't need to worry about memorizing them. You need to understand how each of them came from, where each of them came from, right? So how did they come? Let's think. So if you have this, right, sine C and sine D, you're adding them, right? Correct. So think of your C as basically C plus D by 2 plus C minus D by 2. And plus think of your D as C plus D by 2 minus C minus D by 2. Okay.
Yes.
See, it is correct. This is C and this is D.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
And now think of it as A plus B and A minus B.
Yeah.
So sine A plus B and sine A minus B, when you add, you should get 2 sine A cos B. And that is what it is.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And why should you get 2 sine A cos B? Because I know how to expand sine A plus B. I know how to expand sine A minus B. Right?
Yeah.
So all of these formulas can be verified in the same way as long as you know your formulas for sine A plus B, sine A minus B, cos A plus B, cos A minus B.
Yeah.
Okay. As long as you know these four formulas, you will be able to easily verify all of them. Every time split C as this and split D as this, right? If you do that, you will be able to use these formulas to quickly verify and confirm for yourself. You can also confirm these by actually putting some values and seeing if they are working out, right? So you can say C is 60 and D is 30 and see if it happens. Product is coming same, right? So for example, let's try to verify this third one, okay? Let's say C is 60, D is 30, right? So
Yeah.
cos 60 is half and cos D is 30, right? 30 is root 3 by 2, right? So left hand side is coming root 3 plus 1 by 2, right?
Yeah.
Let's find out right hand side. Now notice that 60 plus 30 is 90 and 90 by 2 is 45, right? So right hand side is coming 2 cos 45 into cos C minus D by 2. 60 minus 30, 30 by 2. So cos 15, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Now this cos 15 could have been a problem, but we know that we can do it.
45 minus 30.
You can do 45 minus 30, right? So remember this value is my LHS, root 3 plus 1 by 2. Let's do this calculation on the next page. So 2 cos 45 cos 15. 2 cos 45 cos 15. So cos 45 is 2 into 1 by root 2 and cos 15 is 45 minus 30, right? And cos A minus B formula, I know it is cos plus sin. So that you should go back to the previous pages and all, the section of the video when we're discussing that, right? Cos A minus B.
Yeah.
Because cos A plus B formula we know, so put B is equal to minus B in that, right? This formula will come out to be cos A cos B plus sin A sin. Minus comes when it is plus here.
Plus, yeah. Keep messing up those two.
That's fine. Right now you're just starting out, so it's fine. I mean, after 2 months, you should not mess it up. Right now, it's fine, dude. So this becomes cos 45, cos 30, plus sin 45, sin 30. And this calculation, let's do. So this is 1 by root 2. Cos 30 is root 3 by 2. Plus this is 1 by root 2. Sin 30 is 1 by 2. And you have to multiply root 2 outside. So notice root 2 will cancel this and cancel this, right? So it is clearly becoming root 3 plus 1 by 2, which is what was coming on the left-hand side also.
Wow.
Right? Yeah. So the formulas are correct. Okay. So you have how many formulas? You have 4 formulas here, A plus minus B, 2 here, right? Right? Okay. You have 2 here, cos A plus minus B. These 2 formulas are basic ones. Then you have 4 more which are important, which is sin C plus minus sin D and cos C plus minus cos D. Okay. So I will just write these ones. These ones are, okay, I'll write all of them. Sin A cos B plus cos A sin B. And this one is sin A cos B minus cos A sin B, right? You should make some notes of this in terms of make a nice chart with all of these, right? Cos A cos B. If it is plus, it will be minus sin A sin B. And if it is minus, it will be plus. Cos A cos B plus sin A sin B. And now we'll look at sin C plus sin D and sin C minus sin D. So plus formula becomes 2 sin C plus D by 2 cos C minus D by 2. You are converting the sum into a product. And the subtraction formula becomes sin C minus sin D is 2 sin C minus D by 2 cos C plus D by 2. Okay. And these two also become 2 formulas. Cos plus cos will become 2 cos cos. Cos this by cos this. And cos minus cos will become 2 sin sin. sine c plus d by 2 and sine, this is the only formula that is slightly weird because it is not c plus d by 2 and c minus d by 2. It is d minus c by 2 here. Okay. This is the only one which is slightly different. Everyone else follows a discernible pattern. Okay. So these formulas are enough for you to be able to solve this exercise 14 in chapter 7 of SL Learning. Okay. And that is the exercise that I want you to focus on. You will find that if you have already gotten the PDF, then you will easily find that exercise. Okay. So you should try that. So we will also do right now a couple of questions from there. Okay. So,
Yeah.
So let's see question number 13 in that exercise. Question 13 says you have to prove tan 5 theta plus tan 3 theta by tan 5 theta minus tan 3 theta is equal to 4 cos 2 theta multiplied by cos 4 theta. Okay, this is the question. You have to prove this. So many times what you can do is whenever you have a tan question, convert to a sine and cos question, right? So this question LHS is in terms of tans. I don't want to work with tans. So I'll convert it into sine and cos, okay? So tan 5 theta is what? Sine by cos, right? Sine 5 theta by cos 5 theta plus sine 3 theta by cos 3 theta, right? Divided by sine 5 theta by cos 5 theta minus sine 3 theta by cos 3 theta, right? Correct. So now taking common denominator and simply adding and all, you get on top, you get sine 5 theta cos 3 theta plus sine 3 theta cos 5 theta divided by cos, right?
Yeah.
And notice the denominator also has a cos. So I will cancel them eventually. So I will not even writing them. Okay. So what I get in the denominator is sine 5 theta cos 3 theta minus cos 5 theta sine 3 theta, right?
Looks familiar.
It is familiar because it's the sine A plus B and sine A minus B.
That formula.
So this is sine A cos B plus cos A sine B. Cos A sine B, right? A is this, B is this, right?
So sine A plus B sine A minus B.
So this is sine A cos B plus cos A sine B. So it is sine A plus B. So it is sine 5 plus 3, 8 theta, right? And this is A, B, and sine A cos B minus cos A sine B. So sine 5 minus 3, so 2 theta, right?
Yeah.
So you are getting this as sine 8 theta by sine 2 theta. Now we can simplify that a little more because I need 4 and 2 and all, right? And I need cos's here. So how do I do that? I also know that sine 2a is equal to 2 sine A cos A, no? Right?
Yeah.
So 8 theta can be written as double of 4 theta, right? So it is 2 times 4 theta. So that can be written as 2 sine 4 theta cos 4 theta, right?
Yeah.
By sine 2 theta, right?
Yeah.
And now repeat the same process here. What you can say is 4 theta is 2 times 2 theta, right? So that part can be written as 2 times. So total becomes 4 sine 2 theta cos 2 theta cos 4 theta, right? What have I done? I have split this further into 2 sine 2 theta cos 2 theta, right?
Yeah.
So that will become
then
2
you can
into
remove the 2 theta easily.
So what happens is basically now I'll cancel sine 2 theta from the denominator, right?
Yeah.
And the answer comes 4 cos 2 theta cos 4 theta. Okay. So how did we solve this? We just converted to sine and cos, used our sine A plus B and sine A minus B formulas, and then used sine double angle. This is a double angle formula Sin 2a is equal to 2 sin a cos a. We used it 2 times. You understand?
Yeah.
Okay. Now what I want you to do is basically try exercise 14. Okay. Try exercise 14. And also first, if you are feeling any confusion and all, first you should try your school book.
Yeah.
See your school book. School book will be super easy. Okay. So maybe first try your school book if they have given some homework or assignments or whatever, right? Just try that first because it should seem very easy given how much we have done so far.
Yeah.
So
our school book for trigonometry doesn't have
any questions?
no, sir.
Does it have questions somewhere?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so first try all your school book questions, and if you are done with that, exercise 14 in SL only. Okay. This is page number 76 in my book, page 76, chapter 7. Okay. Yeah. So spend this week trying to finish your schoolwork, whatever is the homework, even if it is not covered in school yet. Okay.
Yeah.
Because most of the it's most likely that we have already covered it, whatever it is. If you have doubts about something, mark it, and what we'll try to do in the next class is basically fix all of the doubts if there is anything left, and move on to chapter 14 exercise 14.
Yeah.
So trigonometry is actually not very hard, but it has quite a lot of stuff. So we will not immediately be able to, like, for example, things that you might face problems will be sine rule, cosine rule if you didn't understand it in school. So that part we will anyway cover soon. But I want you to be very comfortable with all of these identities and formulas and manipulation and all before we come to that part of the portion.
Yeah.
Once you are a little comfortable with it, like it should feel natural to you. Once that happens, then properties of triangle and sine rule, cosine rule and all will be very easy. So
yeah,
that is why we are spending time doing other things. So just do the exercise, do your school homework, and we'll meet in the next class to discuss problems and continue from this point. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, I will send you the link. I mean, the previous classes link, I'm sure you know where it is, right? It's on my channel. You don't know it, no? I'll send it to you. I will upload this one also, and I'll send the last class and this class's link to you. Okay?
Yeah.
It's in that math doubts playlist. You should look at the math, or you should look at latest videos on my channel, and then you'll get it.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, you will find it. Or otherwise, I will send you. Just send me a reminder if you want to see. I forget sometimes, so just send me a reminder that you want that video play. Okay. Okay. That's all for now. Then I'll see you.
Yeah. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.